Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Mr. Ezekiel here, and today I'm going to be giving you guys a full review on the laptop I've recently acquired. It's a gaming laptop from MSI. It is the Bravo 15 B7E. This laptop looks crazy, amazing, feels just like awesome. I want to show you guys what you guys are going to be getting if you guys ever buy this or any model related to this. And with that said, let's just get into it. Here are the specs, guys. We have the AMD Ryzen 7 7735HS with Radeon Graphics. It is an 8-core 16-thread processor. As you guys can see down here, you guys can see L1, L2, and L3 cache. The memory is 16 gigabytes of DDR5 running in dual channel. This is running at 4800 megahertz, so it's pretty good memory for gaming. This laptop comes with 500 gigabytes of storage, and since that is nothing nowadays for gaming, we upgraded to 1 terabyte of storage. I know a lot of people want to see an RTX in this spot, but it doesn't bring that, so we have an RX 6550M in its place, and this only has 4 gigabytes of VRAM. So let's see how this plays out in Fortnite. Okay guys, we are loaded up inside the game. As you guys can see, this looks pretty clean. Let's go to settings. We're going to be using full screen. 1920 by 1080 is going to be our resolution, and we're going to put this in unlimited because we want the most FPS we can get. It is using lower graphical fidelity because of course we want to bench the FPS, so everything will also go low. Now that we have MSI Afterburner pulled up, you guys will be able to see the stats over here on the top left corner of your screen. I do want to remind you guys that this laptop has a refresh rate screen of 144 hertz, so that is pretty dope since you guys know how bad it sucks to play high FPS on 60 hertz. For a lot of you guys that say there's no difference, that's because you probably haven't played it, but once you do, you can't go back and it just feels terrible. Okay, over here on the battle bus, you guys can see we are getting up to 300, 400 FPS, but that's because we're looking at the sky. The moment we jump or look down at the map, this starts rendering, our FPS will probably drop a lot. So let's go over here, and what did I tell you guys? We dropped down to 78, 87 FPS. That is crazy. That is crazy. Let's keep it going. Hopefully we can get a W with this. A few seconds into the match, and you guys can see that we are getting an approximate of 150, 130 FPS. Depending the zone, we will get more. Sometimes we will get less. What I am curious to talk about is that our graphics card is hitting 74% of its usage, because it's probably due to the fact that it only has 4 gigabytes of VRAM. And we also are using 10 gigabytes out of the 16 gigabytes of RAM we have. But this includes the operating system and the game itself and any other background process it's running. So that's not really too bad. It means that 16 gigabytes is still fairly enough to game in 2024. Another thing that I want you guys to notice is that our CPU is using 65 to 70% of its capacity. So for an 8-core processor, this is quite a lot, and all we're doing is recording and gaming. But that may be the reason. Since this is an AMD all laptop, we're not using NEVC or X264, which is basically something that Nvidia graphics cards use. We are using our CPU on it, so there's a lot of load going into the CPU at this moment from OBS. Last but not least, guys, let's take a look at the temperature, and right now it's at 95 degrees Celsius. And even though a lot of people think this is not important, it really is, because it tells us if they did a good job with a dissipation distribution, but it looks like they might have not. I could be wrong. It could be the thermal paste that needs to be clean, checked out, or something relating to that before we get into like more serious matters. A lot of processors have this thing called safety temperature, and once they get to 100 or 110, that will automatically turn off to avoid damage to the processor. But I really don't think this is the case, because if not, we would not be able to play without stutters. So when the CPU is throttling that hot, it will try to undervolt itself to prevent damage or overheating. So we're not getting that. We're not getting stutters. The game is not stopping by itself or anything like that. So I'm gonna discard that for the moment. My personal opinion is that it's an actually solid laptop. These Ryzen processor guys, oh my goodness, they're so good. I wish they would have came out earlier, but of course, you know, they did it. Either way, I would have loved an RTX graphics card with this laptop, but that's another personal thing about me. If you're not that nerdy like me, you wouldn't have even noticed you're playing on an AMD graphics card. Other than that, guys, I really can't say anything bad about this laptop. It's definitely a budget gaming laptop. Don't expect something too crazy. Like I said, the graphics card only has 4 GB of VRAM, so it's not probably going to run Cyberpunk at 4K. But it can definitely give you a great gaming experience nowadays. I am not advertising this PC. You guys know I love benchmarking anything techie that I can get my hands on, and this has been one of those things I'm getting my hands on. With that said, guys, thank you for watching. Leave your comments down below. I would love to read your opinions on this video, this laptop, these specs, especially if you have something like this. Either way, guys, see you guys in the next video. I'll leave you guys with the gameplay. Like and subscribe, and see you guys next time. I've been flying from town to town.